This is an official presentation of Sport Fishing Championship.
Time to kick off another quality day here on YouTube. It's the Bay Point Billfish Open presented by Legendary Marine, beautiful Panama City Beach, Florida. The second stop of 6 of the Gulf Division stops for 2026. A third of the way through the season, and last night, what a kickoff. Trick Point, Montgomery Gentry at Point South Marina, performing the concert right where they take off in preparation for their 3-day adventure. This morning at 10 a.m., all the boats took off on the shotgun start, looking for the mighty Blue Marlin. Might be some whites and sails mixed in there as well. All of these clubs are going to be jockeying for position all season long in the playoff hunt presented by Exotic. Here are the Gulf Division standings after 2 of 6 tournaments on the schedule. Top 2 teams qualify for the Zane Grey Championship playoffs in October. Renegades on top of the board, but really you just got to get into second. And Black Flags and Canyons have some work to do, but you can really turn things around in one tournament. We saw that out of Gulf Coast Cowboys taking the victory at the last stop in Gulfport. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, all our YouTube friends. He's Peter. I'm Robbie, and want to make sure that you like, you click, give us that thumbs up, share, tell your friends all about it. It's our chill hour. I know you like buttoned up, but I mean, it's our get loose.
I've been holding a lot of blubber in this button. I can't afford to break the desk.
Look, he's so fit. I mean, the man's been fishing his whole life. Looking good out there. Petey, looking forward to this event. We know that it's a good fishery in the Gulf. They might have to do a little running, though, I think, but this is a good quality fishery. Yeah,
you know, anytime we're in the Gulf, we get super excited, and immediately we think about those big blue marlin. We think about those tuna tubes brimming with bonitas and skipjacks and yellowfin tuna, blackfin tuna, rainbow runners, and we're always excited for this. However, recently they had some weather come through there, and the Mississippi River's running through Louisiana, pouring out all this nasty water out into the Gulf. We call it that funky water, and you've got to get past it. You've got to get through it. You can go east or far west, but you got to get past it. And not only do you have to get past it, but then you have to find the spots where the fish are. So you can find that green water and then that blue water, but you got to find the water where the fish are actually biting.
And this man knows his fair share of funky water. He's been in it a time or two, but there's a lot of opportunity, hundreds and hundreds of miles of opportunity. We actually caught up with our captains earlier this week on Media Day and talked about that water as well as making that run, but also a little bit later start as well.
You know, the water it's just super grassy, so hopefully we can find some fishable water close and, you know, get on the board quick while everybody else is still running. Hopefully we can have a good showing on this one, and, you know, it works out to our advantage that we're kind of all the way to the east here, and hopefully quicker runs and, you know, like I said, get on the board quick.
We've been, you know, stumping our head for a few weeks. Something's going on. What is it? We had driven over a ton of fish. We marked a ton of fish, and they all went the opposite way of the boat. So we knew something was wrong, something wasn't right. You know, a couple of them you think, hey, it's just they're not hungry, they're not eating, but eventually, and then, you know, we watch people catch fish on side of us in multiple tournaments. So we had the idea of let's stick a camera underwater and see, you know, if we see something in a prop, but also, you know, those cameras we use have very good sound quality, especially underwater. So we said we could see if we can hear a difference between the engines. So when we did that, I think it was the end of day 2, so we only had 1 day left. We stuck a camera under the water and, you know, obviously heard an issue with one of the engines, loud squealing sound. So we knew that was our issue. So, you know, immediately we emailed the boatyard Saunders and said, hey, we're coming to see you Monday to get this taken care of before our next tournament. And we, the next day we trolled on the opposite engine with 1 engine, and in an hour we got 3 bites. So, you know, it makes us feel confident, at least we knew what the issue was. And so we got the deal addressed and went out last week, and, you know, we caught a blue and a white and had a couple other shots. The teaser bites right behind the boat. So very happy to think we got that behind us. There is fishing close to here, and normally we are as far east as we go in the Gulf, so it is a further run to the normal fishing grounds. typically there's really good fishing closer to here, but with all the rain in Louisiana and the other things and the storm, it kind of messed the water up. So there's a huge pocket of green water that's not normally there. So you either have to commit and go really close or you have to go really far. So, you know, it just depends what people do, what they pick. You know, we might all do both, you know, who knows in what mechanism. But I think if you see people catching fish early and people not catching fish, it may be they chose to go somewhere different. But if the people who chose to go somewhere different, they don't catch them early, they may be in trouble for the boats that did go far. So it's just, you know, it's a strategy. You got to pick what you want to do. Everybody's probably got a different opinion, and, you know, who knows what the best is.
So while we were out there, all the reports were showing that we had dirty water getting pushed out of the Mississippi from that storm last week. And it pushed a lot further than they expected. So there's going to be some long runs this tournament. The sargassum is just insane right now. So much, in fact, sometimes we can't even pull our dredges. You know, we're pulling anything that's grassless. I forget the name of the site, but they were showing a huge mat coming into the Gulf. It was like 3 miles by 3 miles wide.
So all that stuff getting pushed out the Mississippi Delta there. So some things to look at as far as that funky water you're talking about. I want to expound on what Toby was talking about. And when you have something like that and they got things sorted, if you see fish on this graph and they're not working towards you with these baits, something's probably up. And I think that they did pinpoint it when they went to the one motor that didn't have that problem and they actually caught a few. That's huge. I mean, you have a fish attractant and you got the fish detractant. They had the other.
Yeah, and we've seen a little bit of that, you know, from some of the boats when they've had issues. Sometimes these malfunctions actually cause the fish to come to the boat. You'll hear some weird acoustics and the fish will come to the boat. Others will deter them from coming to the boat. So luckily they didn't sleep on it. They didn't wait, and they figured it out right away, got it fixed up. And you heard Toby talking about, hey, we raised or caught 3 fish right away after we put the boat back in the water after fixing the problem.
Yeah, imagine. I mean, it's still the same equipment out there, but there's some sound coming from that. And although you and I are next to each other, if somebody was playing a siren in our ear, I'm going to want to get away from that, and that's probably what the fish were doing. As we look at the scoreboard as it stands right now, is these boats running some fishing. Actually, the Texas Lone Stars with 75 points. We know what that means, Petey. That means they already caught a sailfish this morning. I think the Richter scale able to do that. But you see some teams like the Mississippi Blues, they're hauling tail. Upper left, the Gulf Coast Cowboys, they've got even more struggles that we'll be talking about here.
Speaking about, Robbie, the Richter scale, I don't know if you saw this, but there were 2 earthquakes about 1 kilometer apart yesterday off the coast of Venezuela, 7.2, 7.5. So our thoughts and prayers are with them. I know there's a lot of devastation there. That brings up a very sad point, but it's very odd to see something like that. So getting back to Richter, yep, on a sailfish, and if you look at the boats, there's close to 90 boats in this event, if I'm not mistaken, and I believe they drew first blood out of all the boats participating.
That's pretty cool. That's cool. We're part of a big tournament overall. Again, the Bay Point Billfish Open presented by Legendary Marine. We'll get out on the water when we return from break. Again, you see some trolling. Oh, I see. Is that Lone Stars look like they're making a turn there? Maybe they see something in the spread. We'll find out here in just a minute. Welcome to Sport Fishing Championship from the Billfish Open.
Nice watch. Citizen?
Yeah, Eco Drive. It's powered by light.
Like any light?
Yep.
Headlights?
Yeah.
Sunlight?
Yeah.
What about city lights?
Definitely.
Subway? Neon? Strobe light?
Those two.
Really?
Yeah.
Disco? Underwater?
Yeah.
This light? Spotlight? 10,000 spotlight!
Yeah, any light.
Cool.
Citizen Eco Drive. It is cool. Powered by light for 50 years.
There's yellowfin.
When the ocean calls, only the bold answer. Out here, it's not about cameras, contracts, or crowds. It's about the fight. When the battle begins, you need a boat that's as relentless as you are.
Nice work, Bill. Jill Paglia, boat number 1, executive decision, date 1.
HCB Yachts, the ultimate sport fishing experience. We deliver the dream.
Sign up for SFC's Angling Club Championship and be featured in our tournament coverage. Compete across 4 categories of meat fish: mahi-mahi, swordfish, wahoo, and yellowfin tuna. Running alongside the SFC season, these divisions allow you to represent your favorite angling clubs and win cash. Fish anytime, as many times as you want, between now and September 7th to win. Go to sportfishingchampionship.com/championship fish 2026 to sign up now.
The Bay Point Billfish Open is sponsored by Legendary Marine, Citizen, official timing partner of SFC, One Water Yacht Group, and by Hook, official jersey and performance apparel partner of SFC. Look at all them boats ready to head out on day 1 of the Bay Point Billfish Open, Panama City Beach, Florida. If you've ever been there, it's a good time. Bring the family. That crystal clear water, beautiful white sands. Fishery, not too bad either. I've actually went out there fishing. Welcome, Chloe Turner. You ever been to Panama City Beach and checked it out?
I have not. I've heard great things about it, though. I mean, have y'all gone there pretty often? No?
A couple of times.
I've been fishing quite a bit and had some great success. The cobia there right off the beach in those emerald green waters.
Yep.
Beautiful sand. And then you've got the great oyster restaurants right there. You get the baked, fried, however you want it, Bubba Gump style. You got it.
What's your favorite shrimp?
Oh my gosh, what is it? Butterfly shrimp, fried shrimp. I don't discriminate against any of the shrimps. I love all the shrimps.
Yeah. Well, Robbie, you're in luck.
She dated a short guy in high school too. She's like, she's down with the shrimps.
5'5" all day long.
Hey, what's this about this football tournament going on? I mean, are we talking about pigskin or are we talking about the round ball? What's
I don't know, but all I'm saying is that it has made traffic crazy. But they've asked several of our anglers, which would be more fun, winning the World Cup or winning the tournament, or which would be harder. And so I think we have a clip to show of that.
Winning the World Cup or winning the SFC Championship?
Ooh, I guess it really depends on who you ask. World Cup's a big deal. SFC's a big deal. SFC. That's my truth.
SFC's fish. You never know who's going to have the luck that year. It's just a matter of that switch that he's going to turn on your team and you're going to make great and you're going to have a hell of a season and you're going to make it happen. So it's a little bit tougher on the fishing side.
No one ever saw this coming.
I think probably the World Cup. It's for a long duration, and I can go through a lot of duration of fighting a blue marlin or something like that. But for everybody to go through it, I'd say it's probably harder to win that World Cup. You got to go through a lot.
Probably winning the SFC Championship. I mean, just kicking a ball around. I mean, seems pretty simple. Kicking a ball around.
He's seeming to give him a yellow card, and that seems about right to me. Yellow cards.
World Cup is really, really hard. I mean, it takes a lot of effort and dedication. I think this is harder, to be honest with you. Kicking a ball around for 90 minutes, I mean, I did it my whole life. It's fun, but, dude, 3 days straight on a boat, minimal marlin, can be difficult. I think it's a lot harder.
Muchas gracias, afición. Este para vosotros.
I think Dylan's right. I think that World Cup's really, really hard. I love some of that video. That guy scooting along there. Who's going to have the hand of God in our tournament, though? You know what that is? Diego Maradona?
No.
Oh yeah. Who's going to be that guy? Something a little special that like shouldn't normally happen. Great event. What do you think? You didn't ever give us your answer. What's tougher, SFC Championship or?
Oh gosh, I would have to say. It depends on who you're asking, but personally, yeah, I would say that the World Cup would be definitely a little bit harder, but at the end of the day, yeah, definitely both would be pretty difficult.
Yeah, I'd love to see these guys catch fish. I'd love to see these anglers try and kick the soccer ball.
It's very, very different. You know, you've got these guys that are like so fast and so quick and so precision-like, but if you put them in the cockpit of a boat trying to drop back on a marlin, they wouldn't be able to. And if you put our guys in their field, they'd gas out in about 4 to 6 seconds flat, like just pass out. You see that guy sliding on his knees like on a motorboat going around the field? I think we'd be more apt to do that. If we had wheels on our knees and our ankles, we can just fly around and just hit all their hands.
We need to do this. Hey, let's take a look at our lone catch today by the Texas Lone Stars, and maybe we'll have, instead of SFC's a catch with a lot of football players, maybe we go to the other football. There's a lot of good country.
Foosball by Bouger.
Argentina, there's great fisheries down there. Maybe that's who's our Messi. Now, we know with the Texas Lone Stars, they were looking forward to this late start. And they ran a couple of hours, and they started fishing early. I like their program. Get it done early.
It's calm. They got a sailfish on. You got Richter over in the corner there doing his work. It looks like they had other fish up, the way Blackbird was looking over to the right.
But you got to have your lines in the water to be able to catch something. If you're running, not going to catch it.
It's tough to run through good water. It's a big commitment to stop. A lot of boats are going to be like, well, we got to get to this rig, we got to get here, we got to get there. I tell you, drawing first blood in a tournament like this has got to feel good. People may start to chase you if they can't find what they're looking for out there and thinking, oh God, these guys are racking and stacking over here. So I think it's really nice to have a couple of fish under your belt before everybody gets going. I mean, there's close to 90 boats in this event, and to have the first fish and the only fish out of all the boats in this event at that point, it's got to feel really good. It's one of our teams, which is really nice.
Texas Lone Star cameraman Jimmy Olsen on board. You're looking at Brian Richter with the first fish of the tournament. That's why you see those 75 points. Again, they didn't take off till 10 o'clock this morning, so 2.5 hours they're already hooked up. That's a big plus. Weather conditions, Chloe looking really good there. I don't see a bunch. Hey, I do see some vegetation though. They're near a weed line.
Vegetation, the sargassum. This is one of the worst years in a very long time for this amount. Anywhere you go right now, you're gonna find it. I was in Mexico recently. It was unbelievable. Dominican Republic. You can't get out there if you don't have crews cleaning it up, and then when it dies, it's actually really hard to breathe in it, and it's actually bad for you. So people are having, breathing problems with all this sargassum. I went out in Miami the other day with a family, trolling a weed line about 1,000 feet with a family, and I got into a really clean spot, which looked really clean, like heavy on one side, but clean where it was. I'm telling you, you could barely see the weeds, and I caught weeds on every single bait every 5 minutes.
That's awesome. Man, that fish is out there a bit, huh?
Yeah, they were stretched out. I think they were waiting for another bite.
Yeah, we saw more than one line in the water. They obviously did see something early. Now making up that ground as well, pushing the boat back. See Brian reeling ever so quick.
There's another boat now in the tournament that has a sailfish. So at this point, there's only 2 sailfish caught. One of those fish happens to be from the SFC boat.
Yeah, in that the big picture, I think an 86-90 team, somewhere around that. We're concerned about our 6, all catch and release, and we want to go and point out that if somebody were to catch a big monstrous fish, we can't actually bring a single fish back in this tournament. We do consider it a catch and release.
It's like very different, when you look at fish. Like in this part of the U.S., like in the Gulf, it's very common to weigh these fish. And 110-inch fish could be 520 pounds. 113-inch fish could be 593 pounds. You see, 3 inches could be a 72-pound difference based on the girth and the thickness going into the tail of the fish and what they've eaten. So there's a lot of factors there. You may have a same-size fish and one's 100 more pounds. So that's the key. You want to keep it in that, and definitely in that 500-pound and over for sure, if at all possible.
Yeah, I see turtle box on the screen, and you're gonna have plenty of time to listen to music as you're trying to get to that clear blue water, going as far as you can to try to reach that. So there's plenty of time to listen to your turtle box and hear all your favorite hits.
What are you listening to?
What do I listen to?
Turtle box. Just quick,
Yeah.
Give me a quick one. What do you got?
I mean, my shuffle is just like my Amazon Prime, unpredictable. You might get some NSYNC, you might get some George Strait. I like to kind of 50 Cent. I like to kind of razzle dazzle and some very random. What about you guys?
Razzle?
I don't listen to anything. I listen to sports. I listen to sports. That's it. But I will listen to it on the turtle bar. If Justin LaMonica would bring me mine, I'd listen to it even more. We're going to step aside here as we see some teams still running, and not only running very hard, trying to get into that deeper water, maybe find that magic platform and go from a 75-point fish to a 450.
Let me tell you a story about a couple guys who had a dream at a bar.
Are you talking about us?
No, George Washington and the American Revolution.
Oh, wow.
But now that you mention it, we're a lot like them.
We are.
We are America. Every other vodka brand is every other country that's tried to stand up against us.
And attack us.
Iraq, Japan, China,
Afghanistan,
Taliban,
they're there.
Russia, France, England.
They want the smoke.
And we are the smoke. This is an American brand.
If you believe in our country, you believe in Porosos.
Zane Gray Championship playoffs were returned to Cabo, and there's no better to host it. You know what? There's no better place to go than Corazon Cabo Resort and Spa, located in the heart of Cabo San Lucas. The Corazon Cabo offers incredible views, luxury accommodations, direct access to one of the best sport fishing destinations in the world. They've got travel packages. Get this, travel packages begin rolling out this July, so start planning now and join us for an unforgettable championship experience in Cabo. I couldn't get it out of my mouth, but I have been to Cabo, you've been to Cabo, you've been to Cabo. That is exactly what you get right there. It is a very nice resort. Brought my wife, thinking about bringing the kids next year, and A1 classy place.
And you see how fast it is out to that blue water. I mean, you literally leave the dock and you're in that blue water as you turn the corner.
I'm looking forward to it this year. I know we have the Zane Gray Championship playoff there, but I'm already looking for when it's done. I'm going to spend some time out there and maybe try and catch some striped marlin myself. And you don't have to go far. You do not have to go far.
You can do it blindfolded.
I'd need to probably, because you know me, I'm not so good at fishing.
Like if you can't see what's happening,
oh, come on now.
The feel, you actually could do better. Some people are better at that.
Use the force, Luke. We're looking at some teams trying to use the force out there in the Gulf of America, and still experiencing some difficulties with the Gulf Coast Cowboys, but no problems with Chloe Turner. We've got all day. We got an hour to talk about this. We got 30 minutes left in our YouTube hour. What you got next? You got some social stuff?
So we asked our anglers and our captains, which movie character would you be? And y'all take a look at these answers.
Lightning McQueen, pretty fast.
I think I would pick Forrest Gump, just because I like to run.
Ricky Bobby from Talladega Nights.
Second base!
Probably George Clooney in Perfect Storm.
You look like him. Guess I'd be Ken from Barbie, because after all, I am looking for my Barbie.
I would be Iron Man before the end game.
I would go with Captain Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean, find the treasure.
I would be the Incredible Hulk because sometimes I like to smash.
John Wick.
I like Captain Ron from Captain Ron. He's always ready to go. Kick the tires and light the fires.
I would be Maui from Moana because I'd be on the ocean all the time and be a shapeshifter and be whoever and whatever I want.
Clint Eastwood, Josie Wells.
I don't even know what I would want to do. Did you have a favorite movie character that you?
You know, I was so busy enjoying what everybody was saying. I didn't put any thought to it. You know what movie character I'd be.
Well, I mean, Superman would be good. I mean, that's a hard one to beat. I mean, you got all that
yeah,
ability.
far from that. Sheesh, you know, I like Sylvester Stallone way back in the first Rocky movie. You know, when he was just coming up, coming from nowhere, just working his way, grinding it out. I mean, he's eating raw eggs. He's doing these protein shakes. We never even heard of. He was hitting the meat. You know, he was in those freezers breaking ribs. I mean, that's what I want to do. You know, I want to hit the meat. What's for lunch?
And you, Chloe?
You want to hit the meat?
Yeah, there's our quote of the week so far. Yeah,
and let the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah. What's yours?
I would say Al Woods and Legally Blonde. It's just a classic, and I have Chihuahuas, so I love it.
I like that. That's pretty good. I was thinking Tristan, you know, Legends of the Fall, like but it's like everybody always dies in the ones that I want to watch. I want to be alive. That's why.
So pick one that's.
No, I guess I did Superman, but as like even he I must admit is in.
Oh yeah, I mean he had that kryptonite. You know, that's the situation he's got there. He's got to deal with that. But everyone has their kryptonite. Hopefully our boats out there today do not have the kryptonite. We already know of one boat that has fixed their funky hum, and now they're back in them, and they're raising fish again. They went out and fixed their boat, and now they're raising the fish. That's a big deal. You know, you got to get that hum just right. So you see some of the boats running. They're going to be running for a long time, and you see one boat sitting. That is not a good thing.
When you go from hum of a boat to a clunk on a boat, and whenever you see the pipe wrench out and the boat is at the dock, that is not good. That is the Gulf Coast Cowboys. We talked to Jordan Benefield, had to find out what happened with this boat and why they haven't taken off yet on this brand new Brittany Marine.
Well, what's going on, guys? We're still here at the dock right now. We went out for the shotgun start, felt a really bad vibration, and I think we might have scrubbed the bottom. We bent the wheel. 2 blades got bent. So we got the diver here right now. He's under there. Gonna take one of them off. We're gonna run them up to the mechanic shop and try to get it straightened out so we can get out there. But in the meantime, we're trying to find some spare props. Been unlucky so far, but hopefully we'll be out there by this evening. I think they're going to try to jump on it and get it knocked out for us pretty quick and get on some blue marlin probably early tomorrow morning. So, you know, things happen for a reason. So maybe it just wasn't meant to be for today. So we'll go out there and get on them.
Things do happen for a reason sometimes, and that's a tough one. You see the hose there, you got the diver going in there. You know, that's a tricky job. You got to get down there, and sometimes they'll tie themselves to the boat to be able to get that leverage. And you saw that pipe wrench. I mean, they got to take that off, and then they're tying it off. So when it does come off, you know, it's very heavy. It'll drop right to the bottom, and they're very sharp. And you need to, you know, a lot of boats have backups, but this is a brand new boat. Sometimes you don't have backups. You know, everything's not just perfect. And you see the prop coming off right there, and they bent too. When you have the edges bent like that, you have a wicked vibration, and it is not good. And you can actually throw a blade. I mean, things can get really nasty.
A lot of stuff can go wrong if you get to that point. Imagine your tire being out around and you like run into a curb and you just like bang, 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 bang. That's that same feeling. I know. I don't know what it is with the year of the prop or the prop shafts or cutlass bearings.
Was that William Hung? She bangs, she bangs.
There you go with your songs again in your
Today's
movies.
The day, baby.
You've got it. This guy, he watches a lot of movies and listens to a lot of music, Chloe, if you haven't noticed. We've got quite a few runners right now, so a couple still fishing out there. But again, some of these guys trying to get to their fishing grounds, then they can find those fish they're looking for.
Nice watch. Citizen?
Yeah, EcoDrive. It's powered by light.
Like any light?
Yep.
Headlights?
Yeah.
Sunlight?
Yeah.
What about city lights?
Definitely.
Subway? Neon? Strobe light?
Those two.
Really?
Yeah.
Disco?
Uh-huh.
Underwater?
Yeah.
This light? Spotlight? Spotlight!
Yeah, any light.
Cool.
Citizen Eco Drive. It is cool. Powered by light for 50 years.
When the Gulf awakens, prepare to answer the call. Legends rise, precision meets power. Legendary vessels born to chase the horizon and built to rule the blue water. At Legendary Marine in Pensacola, we don't just sell boats, we launch obsessions. From premium new models to trusted pre-owned, Legendary Marine connects passion with purpose. Because your story begins at Legendary Marine in Pensacola.
You'll never ever find somebody do it like me.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
Sign up for SFC's Championship Fish Divisions for the chance to win cash and be featured in our live broadcast. Represent your favorite angling club and compete across 4 categories of meat fish: the wahoo, yellowfin tuna, swordfish, mahi-mahi. Fish anytime, as many times as you want between now and September 7th to win. Go to sportfishingchampionship.com/championshipfish 2026 to sign up now. You could be like Peter, who was fishing a week, or was it last week, catching all those dolphins?
3 days ago. I was with family, two-year-olds and 4-year-olds catching mahi in glass calm water at 1,000 feet, music going, and then I put both kids in the bait wells for a little bath.
You could win some cash. Peter just going for the memories, but you can win some cash from Sport Fishing Championships. We're looking at our boats running in the Gulf Division. We got 6 boats to talk about. Only 5 are out on the water. And again, Lone Stars with the single fish, but on the water there at Bay Point Billfish Open is Sarah Birkin, a special guest with us. Sarah, you're always on the move. The only person that works as hard as you is Rudy Tamarchio. What do you have for us this week? Is it another community champion?
Hey guys, so this week I'm out here in Panama City Beach with Lauren from the Florida Panhandle Marine Institute. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having us today.
Of course, we're excited to be out here with you. Will you tell us a little bit about what you do with them and just about your program?
Sure. So we actually do sea turtle and marine mammal stranding response and rehab. For marine mammals, we cover the entire Panhandle from Alabama to the Big Bend. And for sea turtles, we cover the local counties here. We respond to them, rescue them, and we actually are fundraising right now. Our rehab center is temporarily closed down. We had to relocate. So while we can't do the rehab ourselves, we are transporting them to neighboring rehab facilities. I actually just helped with a rescue this morning, so the day got started nice and fun. But yeah, that's what we do.
Tell me a little bit about your rescue this morning. What are you rescuing?
Yep. So this morning we got a call that a subadult loggerhead sea turtle was hooked at the M.B. Miller County Pier. We work with code enforcement, beach safety, lifeguards, and they were working on grabbing the animal, getting it safely to the parking lot. I went and met them, and then we had one of our volunteers transport the animal to the rehab center once I did a basic, quick visual assessment.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Was he okay?
He was active, he or she, and the hook had been swallowed. So we made sure that he wasn't going to further injure himself with the gear. And then the veterinarian at the rehab center will do a further assessment.
And you brought us a bunch of cool stuff out here today. It's hooks, some line, and these are all, from my understanding, items that you've retrieved off of sea turtles and dolphins out here in your rescues?
Yep, all 3 of these are from sea turtles that were actually rescued and rehabilitated last year while our rehab center was still open. Kite here had just loose fishing gear that she most likely swam into and got entangled in. This was a quick turnaround turtle, didn't even get a name, it was so fast. And then this one was stuck on the bottom. So we do a lot. We also work with dolphins.
I love the dolphins. So you actually brought us this cool skull out here. And what are some of the importance of protecting the dolphins out here in our waters?
Oh, they're super important. They're top predators in our environment. So we actually had a massive die-off earlier this year in March. We had almost 30 animals in the month of March alone over in St. Joseph Bay. And by collecting the animals, having folks call us when they found them, we were able to take necropsy samples, which is an exam after they die, and we can send those samples to labs for analyses. We're able to learn that most likely those animals were suffering from a red tide harmful algal bloom event.
Oh, wow.
They had a brevetoxin that potentially came from eating fish that had it, and unfortunately that's what happened, but that's part of our job, is trying to figure out what's going on with these top predators, because they are indicators of the health of the ecosystem as a whole.
And if fishermen are out there on the waters and they come across an injured, sea turtle or dolphin, what would their first steps be?
Absolutely. The very first thing is, in the state of Florida, you can contact the Florida Fish and Wildlife hotline. It's 1-888-404-3922. And then wait for further instructions. We ask questions. We want photos. And if you're willing to help us out, especially being on the water, we don't have a boat, so we like the help from the boaters.
Absolutely. And if people would like to support the Florida Panhandle Marine Institute, or, you're rebuilding a new facility, if they would like to support you guys, make donations, how would they do that?
They can go to our website, www.floridapanhandlemarineinstitute.com. There's a donate link. You can learn about our current events. We're looking for $300,000 to get started. We've got just over $100,000 so far, so we still got a ways to go before we can rebuild.
Awesome. Well, we'll be on the lookout, and
thank you so much
for coming out here with us.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, ladies. Looking out on the water live, had a lot of good things going on right there, and that was a big old loggerhead. It was making its way back. How's it doing? It looked pretty darn good to me.
They look very healthy. It's amazing to me how they can work their way to the water. They look at the water and you think, how does it even know where it's going?
Right.
It's based on it just looks like a prehistoric, animal, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, there it is. That's my calling. Let's go. And it dives in front of everybody. We see them offshore quite a bit, mating. And when you pull up to them while they're mating, it gets a little awkward, Robbie. It gets really weird. They're heavy breathing. Things are doing things you should
not just with turtles, Peter. That's with everything.
Well, I'll tell you, it's weird when you see it with turtles. The male looks up and he's like, "Hey, can I get a little space here?"
Welcome to YouTube.
We're filming it, putting it on. And
these turtles are looking for some action out there whenever Peter's around. We got some action hopefully coming up here soon on Sport Fishing Championship. Texas Lone Stars of the Lone Fish early on in this tournament.
Nice watch. Citizen?
Yeah, Eco Drive. It's powered by light.
Like any light?
Yep.
Headlights?
Yeah.
Sunlight?
Yeah.
What about city lights?
Definitely.
Subway? Neon? Strobe light?
Those too.
Really?
Yeah.
Disco? Underwater?
Yeah.
Best light? Spotlight? 10,000 spotlight!
Yeah, any light.
Cool.
Citizen Eco Drive. It is cool. Powered by light for 50 years.
There's yellowfin.
When the ocean calls, only the bold answer. Out here, it's not about cameras, contracts, or crowds. It's about the fight. When the battle begins, you need a boat that's as relentless as you are.
Nice work, Bill. Jill Paglia, boat number 1, executive decision, day 1.
HCB Yachts, the ultimate sport fishing experience. We deliver the dream.
Sign up for SFC's Angling Club Championship and be featured in our tournament coverage. Compete across 4 categories of meat fish: mahi-mahi, swordfish, wahoo, and yellowfin tuna. Running alongside the SFC season, these divisions allow you to represent your favorite angling clubs and win cash. Fish anytime, as many times as you want, between now and September 7th to win. Go to sportfishingchampionship.com/championshipfish 2026 to sign up now.
To fish like the pros, you got to look like the pros. Visit the SFC shop today to represent your favorite angling club all year long, including the new hats from No Rivals. Find it all available on shop.sportfishingchampionship.com. See, there's what you're missing if you're not in Panama City Beach. I feel like we're missing out, Peter. We got to go to the Carrier Cup in Charleston. We maybe get to go there next year. We were supposed to maybe go there, Chloe, but instead we're in this studio. It's nice in this studio. I like it here in the DFW Metroplex.
It is. We have AC and it's not humid. And we're having a good time.
This is
here.
true.
Yeah.
True that.
We got a chill YouTube hour prior to our ESPN Plus 2 hours coming up after this.
All right, what's next? Because I heard somebody, and I know people that deal with this show, ridiculousness, the show that we see sometimes on MTV. You got your own version of that?
We do. I was saying how fun it would be to play bloopers, behind the scenes, things that we might not show on ESPN, and each one of us, kind of comment on it. And so last season, a white marlin almost took out, basically jumped on a lights out boat. And then this season, it happened to the black flags. I mean, it basically took the term seakeeper a little too seriously.
Absolutely. Oh, so we watch it. Peter, give me your best ridiculousness version of this one. How would it, or maybe that Aussie guys when they talk about stuff?
You mean like what he would say?
Yeah, what is that? I love those.
He goes, well, you guys,
hey, watch it out.
Good fishing stories, but some of them have points on them, and let's get right to the point with these fish.
Yeah. Like, hey, I'm going to get that pink thing. Watch out now. Watch out. I'm going to get it. Hey, now, quit putting it away from me.
Yes.
I like it. Yeah, no, it was something. He was wagging loud. Now, we did see Ray Rocher last year, with the fish jumping in the boat and jumping on that.
And he rolled his sleeves down and he jumped on the fish, and he basically took care of the grenade. And you got to do that sometimes. You've seen at the Jersey Shore where there's one person that says, hey, sorry, we got to part with you guys, and you guys go this way, you guys go this way. There's always one person that's trying to blow it for everybody, so someone has to jump on the grenade. That fish was a grenade, and Ray was the grenade jumper, so he becomes the MVP of that moment.
I thought that was good because you see the mate going like, watch out, or we've seen that a couple of times this year. Have you ever been on a boat when somebody got stuck? I mean, you had to be close.
No, I've had them, scrape my shoulders. I've got hit in the neck with a bill, stuff. And you have a tendency to bleed very quickly. It's like taking really rough sandpaper, 80 grit, right on your neck. And I had one on the shoulder, and it doesn't look like anything. And within 3 seconds, it just starts to go. And everyone's like, oh my God. And then we had about a 600-pound marlin hit one of our mates in the neck. Ooh. And you heard his teeth crack. And I was like, oh man. And it's just pouring blood.
What happened?
A giant marlin kicked his tail. He looked up at the tower. The giant marlin kicked his tail, and the bill came up and hit him in the whole neck, and it cracked his teeth, and we heard the sound, and he came up holding his neck, and I'm like, oh my God, he took it away. It was just all blood. I'm like,
where was the blood coming from? Inside his mouth?
No, it shaved his whole entire neck with that raw bill, and also cracked his jaw. So man, he might have cracked a tooth or two.
I'm not
one. Sure.
Top that one, Chloe Turner.
I don't think I can. I mean, so Peter, you said it's never like in any way gotten like pointed stabbed by a marlin?
No. A lot of these guys, what you're seeing is they're backing so quickly on these fish that the fish are really fired up still, and they're coming back at 10, 12 knots with the turbos on in reverse. Waves are coming over, and that fish is coming at the boat. He doesn't know what's happening. He sees whitewater. He's like, I'm going to jump. They launch. They're in the pit, and that's what's happening now. Higher performance. Fish are coming in the boat. You're going faster. They're going. I mean, it's a new thing. It's happening all over the world right now.
I got a question for you because I asked you about that. The bills. You see it in bass fishing, people get hooks in there. Do you ever see it in offshore, or no, because they're so big?
All the time.
Really?
It's the worst, and it's the treble hooks. That's the worst
treble,
one.
sure.
You go to grab a fish, and you got a big Yozuri lure on there, and the fish drops to the ground or starts shaking, and all of a sudden the fish is shaking. You got a treble through your thumb. I've had hooks in my knees, my fingers. I had one in my eyelid once off a jitterbug when I was a kid. It was in a tree. I ripped it out of the tree, and I heard it going whistling, and it went pink, and I'm like, oh, buddy. I go, is it on my eye? And he looks at me and goes, yeah. And he turns on the flashlight. 1,000 moths and mosquitoes are in my face, and I got a treble hook hanging off my eyelid.
Now that is ridiculous.
Face jewelry, and they say if that happens with the treble hook, not to cut it, right?
Oh, I cut it. Oh, I'm cutting everything.
There's what to do, what not to do.
Yeah, no, you get the line, you can pull it under and you pull it out.
that works very well.
There's a few things to do, but it's bad. One of the worst ones I see is when somebody goes to cast and they catch their buddy. Now that's the one. Like I get it on a hook set or something like that, but the one when you're getting too close and you go to yank, now that makes
you know, if you do TV like for as long as we have and I've done, I always have to look because the cameramen are always within range of me, so I always look back before I cast, and the professional bass anglers always look at me like, why are you looking back? Like you should be looking at your target and just driving it through the wind and getting to your spot. But I always have to look back because I might have 3 people behind me.
Yeah.
So I always have to look back and then I launch it. And it looks like I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just trying not to hook someone in the chin or rip their hat off or get them in the nostril, you know.
You guys signed your waivers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going.
A lot of running still out there on the water. We can see Third Coast Renegades. They're kind of feeling it. It look like they're working around.
We
maybe
got
some
4
grass.
runners, 1 trolling and 1 at the dock. This is, you know, very different schools right here. Obviously, the prop being changed is a big deal. You know, as you heard, changing the prop and finding the right props for that particular boat is not the easiest thing in the world. Sometimes, you know, you don't have it anywhere, so you might have to call a buddy who knows a guy that has a similar boat, that has that pitch, that has that size prop, and he's got 2 of them because you're not replacing 1 generally unless it's an exact match. You're replacing 2 unless you get the exact match.
If you're down there, and I don't know what it takes to get it when it's bent that much, but you're taking it to a prop shop and just praying also maybe they could bend it out in an amount of time. That's a lot of work that goes into that and getting them tuned right. But if you don't have one, that is their only option, is getting it bent back. And you better get on the Good Old Boy Network to try and find somebody to do it.
I'm sure they called everybody and everybody put the word out. And, you know, they want them to fish as badly as they want to fish. So I'm sure everyone's participating in finding that prop.
And a new boat to them. That's the part that's disgusting. You know, when you get a new car and you pull up to a curb and you just tear your wheel up.
Yeah, your rim. You just run over the rim and you have a high profile. You got the low profile tire that doesn't protect your rim. It doesn't have that little roundness to it.
Yeah. I just got that feeling in my body. I got a feeling we might see a fish catch here hopefully soon out of a couple of our teams. So Lone Star is already with the sailfish. We can see the Third Coast Renegades. They were our Gulf champions last year. We know they know what to do here in the Gulf of America.
Let me tell you a story about a couple guys who had a dream at a bar. Are you talking about us? No, George Washington and the American Revolution. Oh, wow. But now that you mention it, we're a lot like them. We are. We are America. Every other vodka brand is every other country that's tried to stand up against us. And attack us. Iraq, Japan, China. Afghanistan. Taliban. They're there. Russia, France, England. They want the smoke. And we are the smoke. This is an American brand. If you believe in our country, you believe in Por Osos.
The Bay Point Billfish Open is sponsored by the Nature Conservancy, conserving the land and waters on which all life depends. No Rivals, Guidesley, and by Exotic Outdoors. beautiful in Panama City Beach, beautiful inside our studio, especially now that Chloe Turner's back in our studio. Like how I transitioned to that? I did that.
I love so sweet.
I'm married. I'm not hitting on you. I just wanted to say it is nice having you in studio with us here if we can't be out there. Social media, we ask people to ask us questions throughout the day, throughout the weeks. If you got a question you want us to hit up tomorrow, they can do that, right?
Oh, yeah, no, most definitely. Every single day during the social hour, go ahead and send all the questions, and we will answer them.
All right, what you got?
So this is kind of fun. I mean, it's kind of similar to the other question that they asked the captains and the anglers, but what would be y'all's favorite movie quote?
Oh, I don't know. Man, you hit me with these before we come on air.
Yeah, well, it is live.
No.
You know, you don't have really time to think, so you got to get with something. I remember Al Pacino saying, in any given Sunday, it's a game of inches. And I think everything in life is just like that. It's a game of inches. You got to keep digging and digging away, and you got to get there inch by inch. The fish, inch by inch. Game of inches, Al Pacino. Any given Sunday.
Was it Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise? You can't handle the truth. I like that. I mean, that was such a great movie, but for him to say that, and you know what? You were kind of right, and Tom Cruise at that moment knew, he was like, I got him. You know, that's a good quote.
That was intense.
You can't handle. But my favorite is the TV version of that. Was it David Wayans or whatever, or who was it? It's the guy from Tyler. You can't handle the tooth. Remember that? It was like Carl the Tooth Williams. He was a boxer. Yeah, it was like an In Living Color thing. He's like, you can't handle the tooth.
That's funny.
Hey guys, guess this one. I know you guys get this a lot, but did Caesar live here?
Is there a bank of payphones that I could use? Getting a lot of, I don't have a really good sig, on my beeper.
What is this? What is that from?
Come on, let's keep going. Let's keep going, Chloe.
It's not a purse, it's a satchel.
Is this
Joy Behar wears that.
There's a tiger in the bathroom.
Oh, see, that is what I can't remember the one in Vegas or whatever.
God rest his soul, Omar. We don't talk about him.
Yeah, I like that. I thought that's what it was. I wasn't positive. It is Social Hour. We're having a good time here, hoping to see some catching here, but we can talk about whatever we want while they're running and a big push. And it looks like Lone Stars, even though they caught something probably not too far offshore, it looks like they're trying to make that move now. When you're on the boat and you're making that long run, you got a buddy up there with you. What are you thinking about? Because I know your mind never stops when you're on that boat.
It will stop when it comes to a long run because you've already done your work, right? You've already done a ton of it. But when you have a run like this, you can do that extra work. It's very important to have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. You saw the Blues earlier. I was watching, and they were putting their pedestal on. They were measuring up their harnesses. There's a lot of things you can do prior to arriving at the chosen spot or the spot where you want to put them out where it looks just right. Flyers are getting up, bait's getting pushed around, maybe there's some birds, and you find the right temperature that you want to fish in. Maybe you mark something, obviously, on the sonar if you're going the right speed. So there's a lot of things to be done when you're going on long trips like that. But you see the Renegades, they're fishing. They're out there, they're doing it already.
Yeah, they are. I think Louisiana Canyon's also doing some bait prep yesterday. On the dock, Rudy, the SFC insider, he went live for a little bit and was making that walk out there, and we'll talk about some of the things that he's seen and whatnot yesterday at a big party. But the preparation's been done for these people. They know what they're in for, especially the Louisiana Canyons. They're based not too far from here. They spent a lot of time in the Gulf. We caught up with Jason Berthelot and talked about it. I mean, this boat, these waters, been doing it for quite a while.
The fishery's been weird here. You're either completely on them or you're not. So I think it just takes one weekend to be in the right spot at the right time with no vibration under the boat, and it'll be right. It'll take a little bit, but we're definitely determined to get there. Me and Dad ourselves are very logical thinkers. So one thing we do that I really manage most of the time is I take every fish that we see on this boat, whether it comes up in the spread, whether we catch it, we miss it for different things, and I log all of the information, all the data. So I track every single fish that comes up to the boat. Would it come up on? Does it like it? Does it not? What happened and why did that happen? So we're not sitting here blaming one person. We like to try to be smart and try to figure out the problem so we can turn around and fix that problem and be better. Because you have to adapt in this fishery, in this industry, you have to. So that's kind of what we started looking at. We're like, well, it's been one too many wrong things happening, between the fish that we're marking going away from the boat to just not really seeing anything come up too close to the boat. It was a dead giveaway what the problem was. And that boat's always caught fish, so we've never doubted that was the problem. We knew something that we could fix would be presented. Rising Suns will always be a big part of us, part of our team and everything. That's our boat, and that's I was raised on this boat, so that's a big part of it. But I've also been raised in Louisiana my whole life. I grew up fishing Louisiana fisheries from Grand Isle and Venice my whole life. So it really is, no doubt about it, it really feels like home. And I think it makes it so easy to support and throw all myself behind something when I'm supporting something I feel like I'm at home doing.
Up some very, very good points, and these are the points that show you the teams that are making a big difference out there, and they're being effective. You know, it's that pre-game, it's that post-game, it's talking, you know, get it right, get it tight. You know, that's a term you'll hear a lot out there, and talking to everyone on the team with what she's jotting down. They have it in their heads, and you know, we can only remember so much from a certain day, but if you write it down and you go through it and you sift through all that information, at the end of it, you're like, wow, okay, the way we hook this fish, this gauge wire on this hook, we missed a lot of fish. We pulled the hooks on it because it couldn't penetrate the jaw, or the bridle was coming off and the fish was, you know, coming off, jumping, and we got the hook back. When it comes to the sounds and the acoustics, they heard that sound. Immediately, he put the camera in there and they determined what it was right away. They pulled the boat out of the water, got it fixed, and they're right back in the fish. And if you're not proactive when it comes to fishing, people think, you know, you're kicking back your feet and having a beer or whatever. It's not like that at all. Yes, you may celebrate at the end of the tournament, but you have to be always working and trying to figure out what's the next best step to winning.
And something simple like even a bait change or a line change, you know, that you might not remember a year or 2 or 3 down, could make a big difference too, right? Because you got Old Faithful, but what if Old Faithful didn't work and I tried something different and it did work that day?
Yeah, and sometimes you'll be out there and you've got it figured out. Like if we use 50-pound this or 80-pound here for the white marlin, we're going to get those bites. And then all of a sudden you've got 400-pound leader out there and you get a white marlin. You think, oh man, that just ruined all my stats. You know, we've all done it, and we've caught sailfish on giant leader that they should never eat.
Right.
And now we use 30-pound fluoro in Miami for sailfish exclusively, even 25 pounds. So for them to bite 400-pound leader ballyhoo is just mind-boggling. So it throws you off a little bit, but again, it's everybody participating, getting all the information, breaking it down, and figuring out what works.
Getting our 6 angling clubs out in the Gulf of America. They took off this morning at 10 a.m. They won't have to check in until 8 p.m. on Sunday. It's a 3-day adventure. It's the 3rd stop of 6 of Sport Fishing Championships Gulf coverage. And speaking of that, the coverage will continue over on ESPN at the top of the hour. Have some flybys, hopefully some fish will fly by, more 75 pointers, maybe get into that 450 point range. There's a lot of platforms out there. This is SFC's Bay Point Billfish Open, presented by Legendary Marine.
Built for heat and sun. Designed by experience.
Here it goes.
Battle-tested solutions for the fearless. Enetic. Comfort in chaos.
Do you need a manufacturing partner that can move from concept to completion? Merit Custom Fabrication combines support, precision fabrication, machining, welding, finishing, and assembly under one roof. We specialize in complex build-to-print manufacturing with the flexibility to solve tough challenges and the discipline to meet your expectations. At MCF, we're not just building products, we're building strategic partnerships for the future. Merit Custom Fabrication. Precision, performance, results.
These waters provide for our communities, for our families, for our fish and shrimp and oysters, for nature. Let us then protect them. For all of us, for generations.
At Bayou Classic, we believe the best memories are made outdoors, where adventure sparks connection and the best meal is a story shared around the fire. Whether you're grilling with friends at the campsite, cooking up a feast on the bayou, or frying your family's favorites in your own backyard, our outdoor cooking products are built to bring people together. Cook like an original with Bayou Classic.
This is an official presentation of Sport Fishing Championship.